Okay, everybody, let's do the second day. This was January 2nd. Just out of being totally honest to everybody, I filmed the first one in today's. This one actually on, it's January 2nd. It's in the evening. I'm trying to do a bit of catch up, and then I'll probably film tomorrow's as well and get that up and have it posted early in the morning. And then hopefully we'll stay on top of things. Hopefully I'll be able to film most of these the night before and then get them up or have them post automatically like at 5 or 6 in the morning, so they're there for you in the morning. So that's it. Let's go ahead and head into day 2. So remember, the first book I read every day is this one, Daily Reflections. This is Stephen Covey. So this is the entry for January 2nd. So it says, we must look at the lens through which we see the world, as well as at the world we see, and understand that the lens itself shapes how we interpret the world. And so this one I found pretty profound. It's another short day. It's another short entry, so we have a couple minutes to talk. This was a tough one for me to learn because I really felt for years that everybody saw the world the same way I did. Everybody was trying for the same thing, striving for the same goals as I was. And so I spent a lot of time confounded by how people reacted to what I saw in the world as good and they saw it as bad or the opposite. And I just realized the lens that we shape through our lives changes how we see things. And it's so subtle to us, we don't see that change. But and when you compare it to how somebody else sees it, it really does change things. And then the second part I had to get through was this concept of, well, the way I see it may be different than the way you see it, but the way I see it's the better way, or the right way, or the correct way, and your lens is broken. I didn't even know about the concept of the lens, but the way you view things is different than me, and that makes you wrong. And that was probably the harder one to break. And so that's what I've worked on over the last several years, is not only realizing there's a lens that I've grown and shaped and cultured over the years, but that my lens is no better than yours or anybody else's. And in fact, someone else's may be much better than mine. So just something to think about today as we finish up the first entry. So we'll move straight on to the second entry. Remember, this one comes from Napoleon Hill's Positive Action Plan. Well, I just want to remind you that January is what he calls the Traits of Character Month. So all 31 entries are really about your character. And for January 2nd, here's what he wrote. You can tell by the company people choose what sort of character they have. As the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. We usually choose friends and business associates who like the same things we do, people who share the same values. If you choose happy, positive, productive companions, the odds are that you are or will soon become happy, positive, and a productive yourself. Unfortunately, the verse is also true. Unhappy, negative, destructive people are sure to drag you down with them. Choose to spend most of your time with persons who have a positive mental attitude. If your job requires you to spend time with negative people, limit that time to the best of your ability, and above all, don't let them discourage you with their negativism. Instead, display your own positive mental attitude. So I found this pretty impactful too in my life. And one of the things I discovered was, we often think we can't control who we're with, and that's really not true. Most of the time we have far more control over who we spend time with than we think. And sometimes we choose to spend time with people that are close physically to us, or we follow the same patterns, traits, habits, behaviors that we've built up over the years and didn't even realize they were destructive. Or, particularly at work, if you're hanging out with somebody at breakfast or lunch or happy hour or in meetings or at the water cooler or whatever situation is, it's a little bit negative, but you actually enjoy it. You actually enjoy that involvement or that engagement, digging into the company, digging into the boss, digging into the decision you disagreed with. And what I'll tell you is that really is a very shaky foundation to build anything upon, particularly long-term relationships, and it certainly directs your day, directs your mindset through the day. So try to be positive with the people you're with. Try to pick people who uplift you and make your day better. And if nothing else, just stay disengaged from the negative conversations. Even if you're there physically, just choose not to say anything or react. That's really it. So that's it for the day. And I'm going to jump off of here and keep these things short.